Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Now we have the 11th question to be discussed. Why should women sit separately during periods, and which rishi said this? Who prescribed? Where is this prescription that ladies during the menses period should sit separately, and what can be done if the periods are erratic? When can women come into the house, family, but not by not sitting separately? This is the question. So, in Indian tradition, this is a very important aspect, and not only in India but also in Nepal and some other countries also these rules are strictly followed. Why? Where is this prescribed? That is the very question. Then in second kanda of fifth prapadhaka of Taittiriya Samhita, that is Krishna Yajurveda, there are certain mantras which explain the situation as to in the form of a story, and also when if the ladies do not follow the rule, that is sitting separately, but doing certain things, then there will be many kind of bad results. That is also clearly stated, and in Mahabhashyam of Patanjali, Panini Sutram is taken, that is second Adhyaya, third Pada and 62nd Sutra, Chaturthyathe Bahulam Chandasi. In that Sutram, Patanjali quotes the chapter from Krishna Yajurveda and says, for example, if the lady, when out of doors, takes bath with oil, etc., then she will have a child with leprosy, that is kushti bhavati, like that. And a number of such sentences are given, quoted by Patanjali, but these are not to be taken literally, because they are called arthavada, simply to generate a nudge in the mind of the people to follow certain procedure or to follow certain conditions that are prescribed in Veda, Vedangas, Darshanas, etc. Arthavadas are provided. Arthavada means any sentence of either commendation or condemnation. Okay, sentences of commendation are meant to generate an urge in the minds of the people to follow the same. Sentences of condemnation, that called Nindarthavada. Sentences of commendation are called Stutyarthavada, which are eulogistic in nature. Okay, and the sentences of condemnation are called Nindarthavada. Nindarthavada are actually employed to restrict someone from doing anything that is restricted, said as a restriction in Veda, Vedanga, Darshana, especially Dharma Shastra. But these things are not to be taken literally. Such sentences are called Arthavada. So Patanjali, under second Adhyaya, third Pada, 62nd Sutra, Chaturthyathe Bahulam Chandasi, gives these examples from Yajurveda. People generally take everything literally, whatever is said in Veda or Vedangas, and take literally and start criticizing the sentences or whatever is the prescriptions, etc. Because they did not study Purva Mimamsa, wherein the concept of Arthavada is discussed widely. Even if you take Ramayanam or Mahabharata, etc., there will be certain descriptions. Chandramukhi Parvati, for example. Parvati has got a face that resembles Chandra or moon. So there are certain spots, black spots, or a big black spot in moon. Does it mean that Parvati also had got such kind of blemishes or stigma on the face? No. So that is simply to say that Parvati's face is very beautiful, attractive, and so on and so forth. So these things are not to be taken seriously. Now let us come back. The story that is actually seen in Veda says, Vishwarupo vai Tvashtraha. Vishwarupa was there, who was the son of Tvashta, and he was also the Purohita of Devatas. He was also the Purohita of Devatas, and also nephew of Asuras. Then Indra got he was killed by Indra. Indra chopped off three heads of Vishwarupa, and so Indra got three portions of sin due to Brahmahatya. So I am not going to each and every sentence to save time. Those who are interested can go through that chapter, sentences in Sanskrit directly quoted from Veda, and I will give the brief account. So he approached Bhumi. Bhumi accepted to share one portion of the sin, and it became Irinam or Marubhumi, that means desert. So Bhumi said, some part of my body, that is Bhumi, the earth, okay, will be Irinam or Marubhumi, that means it will be desert and it is not useful for plowing, where no vegetation is possible. So a Vaidika should not live there in Marubhumi. That is the actual meaning that is there. And Indra approached the trees, and they accepted second portion of the sin, and the same is seen in the form of Niryasa. Niryasa is which comes out from a tree. Okay, here in the generally it is taken asafoetida or hingu or inguva in Telugu. Okay, so consumption of Niryasa is restricted. That means one should not consume the asafoetida, hingu, because it is a form of the sin that has come out from the trees. But the restriction is applicable to Niryasa, that is red in color, and another kind of Niryasa that has oozed from the trees can be consumed. So not all kinds of asafoetida, but only the asafoetida that is there in red color only is restricted. One should not consume. Then Indra approached, because the third portion still remains. He has to get rid of the papa. So he approached the assembly of ladies, which is called Sada in Sanskrit. Okay, and he requested the Sada, that is assembly of ladies, to share the third portion of sin. They accepted the third portion of sin, and the same gets discharged for 3 days in a month. Due to this reason, a lady has to take rest and sit separately, because during that time she is defiled, apavitra. Okay, and now this question of erratic periods. This is also discussed by Apastamba in his Dharma Shastram. So actually we can put this thing under two headings. age of menopause is generally taken as 45 to 55 years between. So after menopause, also if there is occurrence of periods, one can ignore. If erratic periods happen below the age of 45 years, say for 15 days or 20 days also, some ladies get discharged like that, and it need not be considered as ashaucham, as it is due to some roga or illness. So this is clearly stated in Apastamba Smriti, that is 7th Adhyaya, 2nd verse. रोगेण यद्रजः स्त्रीणाम् अत्यर्थं हि प्रवर्तते अशुद्धास्तु न तेनेह तासां वैकारिकं हि सा. So if there is too much of bleeding for ladies due to disease, they are not defiled by that as it happened due to illness. That is the general meaning of the verse. So they may take the monthly count and follow 3 days only in a month. At other times, they may take bath and continue in the family daily work, without discussing with anybody. This discussing without discussing with anybody is added by me. It is not there in the verses, because what happens, once you start discussing, everybody, that is with knowledge or most of them without knowledge of Dharma Shastra, they go on saying this and that, and the girl or lady will get confused. To avoid such kind of circumstances, one should not discuss with everybody, but calmly follow the Dharma Shastra. This is something. Then, 4th day onwards, they can approach husband, and 5th day onwards, they can participate in Daiva Karma and Pitar Karma. This is clearly stated by Marichi and Prabhasa Khanda of Skanda Puranam. These things are available, verses available in Nirnaya Siddhu. Shraddha Bhartus Chaturthenhi Sanānena Sri Rajasvala Daive Karmani Pitriyecha Panchame Hanishuddhyati. The same thing is mentioned in Muhurta Darpanam, a popular work in Jyotisham. पंचमेह निषिद्धा स्यात् हव्यकव्यादि कर्मसु चतुर्थेह निभर्तु स्यात् शुद्धा संभोग कर्मणि. So these niyamas are there. So those who want to follow the Sanātana Dharma, who are serious about it, there are many people who are very serious about Sanātana Dharma and who also attribute the sorry state of affairs today and the ill health to many people in many ways. All this is happening because people are going against the Sanātana Dharma. So it is our dharma, our duty to protect the Sanātana Dharma that is stated in Vedas, Vedangas, Darshanas and all that. So one should be careful while dealing with these prescriptions and restrictions. Many people may do comments, may comment against these niyamas, but they are not to be taken seriously because they are not well read, they did not study these shastras, etc. And rishis only are considered as pratyaksha dharmanaha. Dharma can be perceived only by rishis. So whatever they say without selfishness, without any kind of desire or pratiphalam, expecting nothing in return, they have prescribed the dharmas that are found through yogi pratyaksham. So one has to follow these rules, and also this text whichever I have quoted from second kanda, 5th prapataka, the commentary is also available in English, may be followed. Shubham Bhuyat.